Hello and welcome to ChinnyVision. This time we're causing havoc with Super Stunt Man. Super Stunt Man, a budget game by Codemasters, first of all came out on the Sinclair Spectrum, programmed by one P. Williamson, who apparently was the brains behind the Productivity Suite Mini Office 2. 48k only game on the specky, so it's just a beeper tune. Little picture of the original Stig by the looks of it up the top there, of course many years before that came out. And there you are with your car, and the aim of the game is to drive your car or boat through the levels, creating fantastic stunts. So scene 1, the desert scene, take 1. Got 1 minute 30 seconds to complete the level. You can shoot from your car. The handling is absolutely dreadful as you try and go through this vertically scrolling course. You've got to avoid the red things, which you'll blow up if you hit them and you spin, and yeah, you blow up. But you don't lose a life. It just says amazing action bonus 1000. And you go on to take 2. The only game that actually gives you points for losing a life. Your car takes on damage. As you can see on the right, then I've spun again as you go through the level. Don't know if you take on too much damage, it's game over. I'm not sure. The handling is absolutely dreadful. You can drive backwards and forwards as well. It's really hard to avoid the things on level. And here's a jump. We're down the other side. We almost land immediately on a red thing there. So we have to reverse back. Really bad placement of things on this level. And look, you could have driven in there and got stuck and have had to reverse out. Getting on towards the end of the level. Got 34 seconds left. And actually the game is ludicrously difficult and it's a huge memory test. So I've started the game again with a cheat on just to lock that clock so I can actually get through the level. And it's just incredibly difficult to avoid those red hazards because the handling of the car is so terrible. And there's the finishing line. That's 1.5 minutes of gameplay in theory. Well done, scene 1 completed. Now try and scene 2. And this time you're on a boat, like Spy Hunter, I guess. The other boats are out to get you. You can shoot again. The handling is equally rubbish. And you would get, if you're playing this normally, 1 minute 10 seconds to complete this level. Brush the land, and you get an amazing action thing again with a bonus. It's absolutely ludicrous. What kind of game gives you points for dying? And again, amazing action bonus 1000. Obviously, you get a couple of takes, but I've got this running, so I'm actually running with infinite lives. Wouldn't be so bad if the handling of the boat or the car was any better. Level 3 now. And if you thought level 1 had a cluttered level layout, then this one is even worse. Very easy just to get stuck on the scenery. Sometimes it lets you through gaps. Will it let me through a gap there? And there's a bridge. The sound effects are limited to an angry wasp trapped in a jar on the 48k Spectrum. There's no 128k version. And when your cars are against that red background, they can't actually see what's going on. On to level 4, and this level you have to make a massive jump, and at the right moment you have to press the turbo boost button. So here we go. Oh no, I turboed too soon. And I'm going to crash to my doom. There you go, I crashed to my doom. But I still get amazing action bonus 1000 points. Who thought this up? Who thought this up? It's such a rubbish concept. Just give me some lives. Don't just give me points for dying. I've accidentally pressed the fire button. I've turboed too soon. Actually lost the will to live at this point. Over to the Amstrad CPC, and the menu screen is certainly specky Portsville, but will we get Mode 1 or Mode 0 graphics for the actual game? We get Mode 0, so we've got lots of colourful graphics here. How well is it going to move? Sound effects appear to be limited to crashing, as far as I can see, and explosions. No engine noise, no music. Handling slightly worse than the Spectrum version, which is saying something. And just utterly impossible to avoid those trap things there, whatever they are. And the problem is you can only steer so far in each direction. You can go to there's a 90-degree angle of movement in total. And if you want to turn further, oh, I've missed the jump. If you want to turn further that 90-degree angle that you've got in total, you have to reverse and try and approach it from further back. Absolutely ludicrous. Completely rubbish. Level 2. Amazing action, bonus 1,000 points. Yawn. The enemy crafters randomly seem to drive into the land because there's no AI. They can't seem to go around corners. Oh, it's utterly insipid rubbish. Didn't Codemasters look at this and go, yeah, but where's the game? Because it really is. It's just like a couple of mini games from a bigger game. This was a bonus level on a Bond game or something. You might go, oh well, this is fun. Polish it up a bit more. It could be fun. This is a full game. Okay, $1.99, but there's so many much better games you could have been spending your money on than this rubbish. The game should at least be fun, but it just feels like a chore ploughing through each of these inverted commas scenes. Well done, scene 2 completed. Now try scene 3 and try not to lose the will to live. CPC's got 27 colours, and on this level they appear to use the worst of all of them. Pink roofs on, I assume they're houses, I don't know. And see what I mean about the enemy cars not going to go around corners, and I'll get stuck here. Can I get my way through there? I mean, look, there's logically no way through here, and you're just bashing against scenery until you find a way through. The water's lethal. It's just absolutely rubbish. Nobody looked at this game and thought, it needs a bit of refinement here, decent concept. What happened? It's Super Stunt Man, surely, and this is level 5, which is the city level. It's a Super Stunt Man game. It's a Stuntman game. Why aren't you doing stunts? It's just a rubbish driving on boat game. Why am I not doing big jumps? Why not have levels like any Kids Jump Challenge where you can jump over buses and do actual stunts as opposed to rubbish driving? At level 6 you actually get some rapids to drive over, although the river level here is still just as rubbish as level 2 was. At least the rapids liven up just a little bit. I'm not actually convinced the boats can turn. They can go left and right, they can't actually turn diagonally. Over the finish line. Oh. Scene 6, now I can try scene 7. Let's try and get to the end of this rubbish. Right, the grand finale. Surely there's going to be something exciting in the grand finale. We appear to be driving our car on the moon or at night. I'm not sure. You get 1 minute. I mean, it's not that much gameplay in this either. When you add up all the different timing elements, there's probably, 15 minutes of gameplay in total if you can play your way through this in one go, which you won't because it's a hideous memory test and an unfair one at that. And all you have to do is hit the jumps there just at any angle. It doesn't matter. Your car will immediately straighten up and you'll do the jump. Again, that could be a fun element of this game, perhaps misjudging the jumps, but no, just as long as you've kind of got the pixel over the jump. Oh dear. And look, there's two of those puddle things at the end of that bridge thing there. So you'd have to reverse back the entire way to get past it and go across the other bridge. Rubbish. Rubbish. This is total rubbish. Oh dear, right, this is the end of the game. And there's a pretty lame, well done screen, then it's game over. over to the C64. Better music on the title screen. This has been ported over, it's not by the original programmer, this is by Neil Rain. So we've got to see how well they converted this from the Spectrum. Any improvements in the gameplay perhaps? And action, and off we go. Well, nice smooth scrolling. However, the handling, amazing action as usual. Can't skip this. You've got to wait until it counts up to 1,000 points before you can continue. And yet, there's still the same rubbish bits where you get trapped and have to reverse out of. The cars are smaller, so you've got a bigger gameplay area. Oh, the hand... Still that 45 degree in either direction problem of... You have then therefore having to reverse, and... Apparently water isn't lethal on this level. You spin into the air, another amazing action. Bonus of 1,000, unskippable screen. Scene 1, the desert scene, take 1. Oh... Because again, I'm cheating on this, if you hadn't realised. I did try to play this through and given it a go before this, but really, wouldn't be much of a video. Oh dear. So reverse back. That car won't let me turn left, hit the jump, and again, all we've got to do is touch the jump. What happened there? It's come to an immediate stop. I'm driving along, I've got to avoid that thing there, and I just came to an immediate stop. The engine noises have no relation to what speed you're going at all. The boat race and action. Sort of race though, that's the problem. There's no kind of, there's no competitors. It's just some random other craft moving around with the worst AI known to man. At least the water's animated here on the C64. Looks quite nice. But it's actually remind you a bit of Micro Machines. Level 1 of that. Many, many years later. Oh, I respawned on the edge of the land, so you immediately die. This could be good fun if it was done competently, but this isn't competent, is it? On to level 3. Joy. The forest scene. Let's see if they've messed this up as much as they had on the Amstrad with just things getting in the way. Right, off we go. Larger screen, but they've tried to keep the layouts faithful. Just that lack of steering and rubbish handling and just, oh... And I remember what I was saying about the engine having no relation to what speed you're going. So if I keep on pressing up against these trees here, the engine gets higher and higher and higher until either it stops getting higher or the SID inside your C64 explodes. I think it's still getting higher. Use my imagination now, but oh, it's ridiculous. This is the most fun I've had with this game. I'm actually having fun now. This is the most fun I've had with Super Stunt Man, just seeing how high I can make the SID make the angry wasp noise. I think that's definitely as high as it's going to go. And just that engine has got no relation to anything. Oh dear, did anybody take any pride in their work? Either the original coder when he programmed it or the people who ported this dross to the C64. And now I'm just randomly hitting trees to try and find a way through this forest. I mean, you're supposed to be a stuntman in a film. What kind of film's this? And this is the turbo jump on the C64. Over we go, round the other side, and over to the end. Scene 5 is the street race. Does it look any better on the C64 than it did on the Amstrad? Well, a little bit, because there's a little bit more colour in here, and at least it moves faster, I suppose. But you can't see those very well. Super Stunt Man promises much and completely fails to deliver on any level. It's barely a game, it's a concept one that sounds like it might be exciting. On the Spectrum, which is the original game, there's no real enjoyment here. It's just as I said, it's just a concept. They're just driving along randomly. Some really rubbish AI cars will come on the screen, move around a bit, and you just have a test of memory to avoid the scenery because it's so illogically placed. There's no flow to the levels at all. On the Amstrad, same problem. The handling of the car is even worse. The graphics are slightly more attractive though on some of the levels, but it's still precisely no fun at all. On the C64, they've ported the original game from the Spectrum, and you think they might have fixed some of the problems, but no, they've actually managed to introduce new problems with that bizarre thing with the engine noise, where there's no relation to what speed you're going with, how high-pitched the poor old Sid has to make that angry wasp noise. There's so much they could have done with this game. You could have had jumps, you could have done all sorts, you could have had an Eddie Kidd jump challenge type thing. All the fun things you could have done. Motorbike Madness, where in that game, Mastertronic, you're riding along on platforms and things, Kickstart 2 type things. But no, all you've got is a very, very rubbish, generic, not even a racing game, just a move a car around game. The guy who programmed this game also programmed MiniOffice 2, the famous, rather low specification 8-bit productivity package. I might suggest that the spreadsheet application in MiniOffice 2 is far more fun and has far more gaming longevity than this pile of rubbish from Codemasters. Dear me, don't even bother loading this one up. It's rubbish.